Hey everybody, it's Trigger Bar Philosopher. Welcome back out to the channel. Today we're going to be doing an exciting episode. We're going to be comparing the Glock 43x and the P365 Spectre Comp. Should be a good time. Let's get to shooting. Okay, well these two guns are pretty nice, but they're not their common variety. They've both been spiffed up a little bit. So this P365 Spectre Comp, it comes with that slide-based compensator, so meaning the compensator is built into the slide. The barrel only goes this far, and then the slide-based compensator is there. I do have the Icuras Precision grip module with it, very close to the Legion, the P365 Legion version. And this really is more like the macro size pistol, basically a Legion at this point, because I got the G10 grips, which are replaceable on this module, which is pretty cool. Love it in that fantastic burnt bronze. Love the coloring of the grips. Icuras Precision knocked it out with that. And then, you know, we got something Gucci going on over here. So Glock, not to be outdone, has put in this fancy schmancy new deal with Aimpoint to mount the COA, and using their new mounting type system, which is pretty innovative. It's dovetailed in the front, and then the rear sights screw down and hold it down at the back. So there's actually not a hole going through it. So a couple of things that I wanted to do is talk about these two. Hopefully I'll be able to show some footage of them together. One of the things that you'll notice right off the bat is how much taller. It's about 1/4 of an inch to 1/8 of an inch taller, the MOA is, versus the EPS, the carry that I have over here on the Sig P365. Now that's based off of the slide height. So from slide to top is what I am measuring. And it varies because it's higher, the COA optic is higher at the back than it is at the front, versus this is a little bit more flat in terms of its deck rise. I do think the COA actually goes a little deeper into the slide, so this optic is higher, but it's cut in deeper. But overall, the EPS is still just a little bit shorter because the whole optic is shorter. I got into an argument over someone telling me, no, the COA is shorter than the EPS. I saw it on a video, and I'm like, dude, I'm holding both of these in my hand right now. I promise you the EPS is shorter. And really what I was saying there is that the height mounted to this P365 slide versus the height mounted to the other one. So that's a little bit about these. I like to do some testing, and it's going to be a little bit unfair because this has a comp and this doesn't, but let's do a little bit of just shooting with the two, see how they perform, see which optic is easier to obtain as me, kind of not a great shooter, but trying to do my best out here. Let's see how those two compare. Hope that's interesting. If you have questions about these two guns, let's put them in the comments below and get going as we're starting to watch this video. And let's get to shooting. All right, well, let's start out with the Sig. So we got the P365 Spectre Comp. Now the cool thing about this, in this configuration with the X macro, and the grip is about the same length as the 43X, maybe just a touch longer. With this configuration comes standard with 17 round capacity. I do have the 22 round extendo that's in it. The Glock, I am running the Shield arms mags with it that come 15 round. Then you can get a 5 round extender for 20 rounds. So that's just something to consider when you're looking at these. Of course, the Glock 43x by itself comes with 10 round magazines, which kind of sucks. It's a single stack. But lots of people are now making magazines for them. Everybody wishes Glock would come out with it, but they're going to have to move to all metal is essentially one of the issues that's going on with it. But let's see how we do with just the Sig, and we'll start off with just an accuracy test with just a few rounds. Okay, not bad. Why don't we swap it up, go with the 43X and see how that runs. Okay, and again, we're at about 8-ish yards from the target. And so now we've got the Glock with the stendo. Again, this is well within the YouTube compliance in terms of magazine capacity, but we're gonna see how we do just to the left of the target. Well, I did accuracy a fair amount better. What I will attribute that to is the dot. I did have my circle dot on my Sig, and it was on so bright that I couldn't actually make out what I was aiming with the target. But hey, that's pretty good. Let's just do a quick look. We go down here. Yeah, that's great. Look at that. And then we look at that. So far, the COA's winning. Hey, woohoo, COA! Glock COA. I do think that it has to do with a little bit of the way that I have the gun set up. I do like the circle dot, so it's a dot and then it has an outer ring. I like that for more quickly acquiring the dot, but for precision, I definitely like precision point. And I will say that this acro is a little bit more precise, but it doesn't come with the circle dot option if that's what you like. All right, let's get going. I've got 6 steel in the dueling tree, 7, 8 with my paper targets, and 9 with another round steel target. We're going to see how we do with time. We'll start with low ready. We have 1 extra shot. Here we go with the timer. Woo! So we got 8.04, and the first shot was 199. And boy, I think I can tell the difference between the Sig and the Glock. When I came on target, I was not where I needed to be. I was above it. I had to press forward more. Yeah, whatever. I think I was below it because I was pressing so much with my Glocks recently. So yeah, that's one of the things. When you change the grip angle, you get these varying things that mess you up when you go to it. Take a quick look of what we did with our results down here. If we come up here and we look, we got 1 shot here. We got 1 shot here. We come backwards. We got all of the dueling tree, and we got 1 on that target. In fact, we knocked it down, but I've already set it back up. So that was pretty good. Okay, now we have the Glock COA. Let me just practice for a second. There we go, there's the dot. All right. I probably should have done that for the Sig. See, I'm not very consistent. We'll hit the buzzer, and we'll get to low ready, and we'll go. Whew! A little bit slower than the Sig. That's because I messed up the dueling tree. Take a quick look. We got 1 shot, pretty close to where the other one was, really close to where our first shot is, so we probably could speed up. We got messed up on the dueling tree, but I got them. I just hit like 1 in an odd order, and then we got our steel hanging target there. Not bad. Just a little bit slower than the Sig, and I would attribute that mostly because I slowed down here. On the Sig, I slowed down on getting my first shot off. Our first shot on this was 1.14, so that was significantly faster than 1.99, but then I slowed down on the dueling tree. Okay, well, let's wrap things up. Today we had an exciting video where we took a look at the P365 Spectre Comp with the Icuras Precision grip module on the bottom, and then we also took a look at the Glock 43x with the Aimpoint COA on it. Right now, I'm loving both of these guns. Not a whole lot of difference between how to interact with them. I think I do like the dot better on the Aimpoint. Maybe, I don't know, maybe my shooting is getting better and the circle dot is less important to me. But I'm finding that dot. I think the Aimpoint COA window is so big, it allows me to find the dot a little bit faster than on that EPS carry. But what I will tell you from kind of carrying experience with concealment on the Glock 43x, I prefer the Aimpoint COA. I prefer the Holosun EPS on the P365 because it just doesn't poke out as much around my gut. So having a little bit shorter, not much, 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch, and just more compact optic makes a difference when you're concealing, especially because it goes all the way to the end. So that's probably the highest point on where you're going to be carrying, versus the EPS moves forward a little bit, doesn't have that long window the whole way. I kind of like that design a little bit better. There's pros and cons for both of these. Are you a Sig fan? Are you a Glock fan? It's not great to be a Sig fan right now, I tell you that, man. I mean, what they did on social media, whew. Yeah, well, I think they're hiring for a new marketing director now. So let me know what you guys think about Sig. Let me know what you guys think about Glock, in particular about the two most popular carry guns that are out there, the 43X and the P365. Both of them are pretty compelling. The Sig has a little bit more in that macro configuration capacity than the Glock 43X does. And in terms of concealability of the hand grip, there's really no difference on those. So I think that they're both winners. It's like saying which of my children I love the best. I like really a lot of these for both, and different days I want to carry one versus the other. I do think in terms of like pure aesthetics, you got to go with that Sig. Like, it just is a gorgeous looking gun. In terms of getting and using that dot, I like the Aimpoint, but this just depends on what you like. Can you shoot the Glock grip angle, or do you want the Sig grip angle? Up to you. I think those are just two different aspects to look at this problem. I hope this was fun. I hope this was instructive. Hope everyone has a great week, and let's get to shooting.
From pistols to rifles, we'll take on the best. Reviewing each weapon, put them to the test. With revolvers and shotguns, we'll break it all down. The Second Amendment protects from the crown. Shooting for the stars, defending our rights. With God in our heart, we'll rise to new heights. From the range to the woods, we're ready to roll. Trigger bar philosopher, heart and soul. In the land of the brave, we stand tall and free. Prepping for tomorrow.